Hi, I'm Tio.
And I'm Ben.
And today we're talking about hating PE.
Am I? I don't know what it
A lot of people don't enjoy PE classes at school, and there's a lot of reasons why they don't. Some people, like yourself, can really just enjoy it, even if they're not excelling at it, while for many others it can become quite a traumatic experience.
I think it's so easy to slip into, like, I'm not a sporty person just because you have a bad experience with physical education. The fact is that everybody can be good at sport. It's just a mindset thing.
So we're going to run through some scenarios that young people feel about PE. A lot of young people will be worried that they're going to be made fun of.
The PE environment is really easy to be like a judgmental environment. There becomes like a hierarchy, doesn't there?
Yeah, and it is that sort of banter amongst the sporty friends. They're kind of used to it.
If there is any sort of bullying or any kind of bad mouthing, speak to your teacher about it, reconnect with maybe some of the other kids that are experiencing the same sort of thing.
You can always talk to a trusted adult or a Childline counsellor.
The worst thing to do is kind of bottle it up.
Getting changed in front of other people. Did you experience
that awkward changing room scenario.
But you quite enjoyed sports.
Yeah, I still don't want to get changed in front of all my friends. You just have to get through it, I think. And ultimately, nobody really cares like what you look like with your clothes on or off. They're just busy doing their own thing most of the time. By the time everybody's changed and out of the door, they're thinking about football, unless of course there is any kind of bullying going on, in which case just talk to people about it.
I would wear my kit underneath my uniform, so I would have to...
That's such a good tactic. I actually used to do that too with my shorts, because then you trousers straight off, shorts are already there. I think the other important thing to remember is that everybody that's in the changing room is probably feeling a very similar way to you, and if they're acting overly confident, they're probably just trying to hide the fact that they're also a little bit nervous about getting changed around all their friends.
Another thing young people are worried about, getting picked last for the team.
It's always going to be a concern, even for those who are like sportier, but often it's not on purpose. Everybody's just picking their mates usually for their teams.
You know, if it does bother you, if it's a recurring thing, you keep getting picked last, and once again, talk to a teacher. Maybe there's other ways of picking the teams, maybe pulled out of a hat, or maybe you could be the team captain one week.
It's not actually a reflection of who you are as a person. Everybody has one or two things that they're better at. You just have to remember and play to your strengths and not let it get to you when you're picked last in a sport that isn't one of your strongest sports anyway.
And that leads us into the next concern, being forced to play a sport you don't want to play.
You're not going to be able to play your favourite sport every single week.
I think the thing that, I found, the other people in the class were so always wanted football that sometimes it was easier for the PE teacher just to give...
Just to say, let's do football.
So then I really didn't want to participate. And then I wasn't necessarily discovering a sport that maybe I'd be good at.
If you can ask the PE teacher if you can try something different, you say, we always play football, but I do want to try some other sports. What else can we do?
That way you can create an environment that's more positive for you.
If you initiate that, maybe there'll be other kids who are like, actually, you know what? I also don't want to play football today. Don't let it put you in the mindset that you're not a sporty person. PE, for me, was just one part of my sporting world, because actually most of it was happening outside of school, where I could choose what sport I was doing.
And finally, a big concern for young people is being expected to perform outside of their abilities.
I think with PE is probably the one subject where everybody's watching you. Everybody's got that pressure. It's really important to remember that, you can't be David Beckham at everything.
Whether it's your own expectations of yourself or your other classmates' expectations, or your parents or your teachers, you kind of have to manage that.
It's seen as a massive group activity, but ultimately as an individual, you can take something away from every single PE lesson positively, just by trying to improve at something. If you're in a scenario that you're uncomfortable with and you're scared about, that's often the best time to push forward and give something a real good go, because that's how you learn about yourself.
Do as much as you want or as little as you want, but just try and take part. And if you are physically restricted, there are still so many different opportunities to get involved and to get active.
Because ultimately, it doesn't really matter if you aren't good at PE. As long as you've learned something from it, and that will really help boost your confidence as well, not just in PE, but in life.
And if you're still concerned about PE, there's more information on the Childline website, and you can always talk to a Childline counsellor. Thanks, Ben, for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you next time. Bye.